From the deep dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikodas and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Hello, and welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we teach you how to play the game. I'm Nikodas.
I'm still Grebog. This is episode 144. Let's chill out with the Breen. And yes, if you remember, we've done a Breen episode before, and I hear someone doing the mission right now that...
I just realized that I had the volume turned up. It's been fixed.
It's fine. I knew exactly what cave you were in.
Yep. I'm trying to get the Breen set for obvious reasons.
Well, do note that we'll get into why we're doing this, but Nikodas, how's your week been, and what have you been up to?
Well, I mean Easter, right? Like we did planning and cooking and all kinds of Easter stuff. My game time was fairly limited. I did play quite a bit of STO trying to get different characters ready for, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But and then this is the thing I'm doing right now. I'm trying to finish up this last bit of equipment that I need. I was kind of hoping to have this done before we actually went live, but I forgot how long this mission was. Which is really weird because all the rest of them in this arc are like really quick. And then this one takes for freaking ever. Really though, we had a lot of fun. So my Easter Sunday was really, really busy. We went to church, the kids sang in the church choir, and then we went over to a friend's and we spent all afternoon and the kids did an Easter egg hunt here at home, and then we went over to a friend's and did another Easter egg hunt. And we played board games. Like it was a good day. Unfortunately, I was not able to play D&D, which I miss. I feel like it's been forever since I've actually been in a D&D game for the past month. I think we squeezed one game in the last month, which is just nuts. But, you know, it happens. Anyway, it was a good week. We had fun. We made way too many mashed potatoes. I still have a bowl of mashed potatoes in my fridge right now.
But you can do all kinds of things with the mashed potatoes.
Right? That was my contribution. So we homemade mashed potatoes and took them, and we took 2 bowls, and we got 1 bowl back. I was expecting more people to, I guess, eat mashed potatoes, and they didn't. So that was the thing. But yeah, gaming was pretty limited. What about you? How was your week? How was your Easter?
Quiet. I'll just say that. We have plenty of ham left. Not so much on the potatoes. Yeah. Havendale and Dwayne, yes, tonight. Breen night. Well, kind of, yeah. Well, my week has been, I guess, quiet-ish. I've been doing STO things, and as we all know, STO had glorious fun times end of the last week. Well, mid to the end of the last week. But even still, I got... for some reason, I was one of the fortunate ones that was not affected. I didn't want to say that too loudly when things were going on because I didn't want to upset people or make them jealous or, oh, hey, apparently I'm flying invalid entity name. That bug's still going on. Though my ship still has a name here, I just noticed underneath my... Here, it's hidden behind... If I pull this up so everyone can see my ship hull, shield, and crew status, it says invalid entity name.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's fine. But working on, we're still playing WoW. And WoW, I'm doing. We've killed the final boss in the current raid twice now on heroic. So we're looking to being fairly consistent. I don't know that I would say we have it on farm yet, but I mean it's getting there. What else? I have been really enjoying the puzzle vault thing that they put in for WoW. For those that don't know, they put in Dragon Reach, or Yeah, something like Dragon's Reach or something like that. It's the new set of islands, but on one of the islands is a vault that they have you go in. You have to killing rares and doing stuff around the new island area drops keys and stuff like that. The keys you take into the vault. There are 29 doors inside the vault, and there's various puzzles to unlock the chests in there. Sometimes you'll need something from a different room to be able to open up the door or a chest in another room. So
sounds like an escape room.
I mean, I guess, except being a vault, yeah. And there's like 4 tiers, and they even make it interesting on how you can sometimes go from one floor to the next. Sometimes you'll have this thing that's like a bubbler, and you can hop into it, and it will float you up, and you can run around the different. Well, you can't really run around. You have to find something to help you jump from platform to platform, and yeah. This time I didn't have the bubbler, so I had to figure out another way. Mine had a teleporter thing, and then scrolls. So I found out the easiest way was to scroll and use the scroll teleport thing to get to the top platform, and then I could drop the teleporter to kind of warlock gate me around. But yeah, anyway, it's a fun. I like it. There's a lot of cosmetic and a lot of toys and pets and stuff like that in there. But there is the main reason they put it in is because it's one of the main ways to get these primordial stones, which will help you do more damage and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, enough WoW. We're not a WoW podcast. So yes, STO news. I'm just gonna go hopping right on into it. Hey, for those that didn't notice, there was a bug that caused people not able to log in for like days, and it was a cryptic wide thing, not even just an STO thing. So apparently, everyone had problems. Though it was noticed that they removed Tribble, and that might have been part of the problem.
Oh, I didn't notice they removed Tribble. I don't often play on there, so
yeah.
At least I haven't for a really long time. I had heard Champions had some issues.
If it was a cryptic game, it was having problems. So
interesting.
They have given us, as a result of the bug, they've given us more time on the Voth event, and they are giving us more time on the Red Alert event. I don't know how much time. And
I think they both end Wednesday.
Yeah, I was like, because technically the Voth one continually says April 6th that it ends, and that has gone and passed. So I've been using it to try to get some extra event campaign progress and so on and so forth, because why not? Though also, because of the bug, they're going to give us a compensation package on Wednesday. It will have a captain upgrade, a bridge officer upgrade, and a T6 experimental ship upgrade. So, yay! I know some people are really happy because the captain upgrade probably is the one of the better ones. I don't know that we've been giving out those as much. But yeah. I can probably use it on an alt.
Yeah, I know which character I'm going to use it on. I have plans. It's going away pretty much as soon as I get it.
Welcome, Wolfpuck and Raiders. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the raid. Cheers. What else is going on? You got another thing on that list?
Then there's the legendary First Strike bundle, or as I have been calling it, the Sneak Attack bundle. Because I play too much D&D, and to me, a First Strike is kind of a sneak attack. But hey, it is what it's the First Strike bundle.
At one point in time in STO, that was called an Alpha Strike.
So the bundle's going to be on sale on the 12th. Nikodas and I were noticing that they are doing stuff that is starting on Wednesday now, or at least either that or they've their dates on their things again. But they've been talking a lot about things going on Wednesday. So
the 12th.
Yeah, the 12th. This legendary bundle is supposed to show up on the 12th. It's going to start at 30% off. Original price is 12,000 Zen. The 30% off price, I believe, comes to 8,400 Zen. And it comes with the legendary Akira. Well, here, let's see. They have all kinds of stuff in here. There's you get the T6 ship coupon gift pack. When it says gift pack, that normally means you can send it to somebody else or sell it, maybe. You get 2 ship slots, 3 ship upgrade tokens, 2 Gamma Quadrant Duty Officer cadre, Infinity promo versions even, 2 Romulan Survivor Duty Officer packs, also promo versions, 23rd Century Vulcan Ambassador outfit, mercenary set, species unlock Cardassians, Cyborg Miracle Worker Bridge Officer, Maelstrom Quantum Torpedoes, which, if I remember correctly, those sounded interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they play out. Then exclusive to the pack is Temporal Ops Scorpion Fighter Squadron, also Code Fighter Squadron. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. And then there's Command Code Fighter Squadron. But then obviously you get the legendary Akira and the legendary Valdor. Because you can't forget those 2 ships.
I'm actually really looking forward to the Valdor. The Akira I'm on the fence about, but the Valdor looks like it'll be fun.
Yeah. It should be interesting. I'm glad to see a not just fed ship, you know.
I am too. Although, for the record, they're calling the Akira a cruiser, but it has a turn rate of 15. There are escorts that have a lower turn rate.
There are other light cruisers that have turn rates just as high, but you know.
Are there? I was wondering about that because I know there's a Connie that's it's not a legendary, it's a lockbox ship, but it's listed as a light cruiser, and I didn't know what its turn rate was.
I'm sure I could pull it up quick if you really want me to dig in.
I just don't know if you have that ship.
I do have this. Well, let's see. That's on another captain.
We can figure it out later. Not important. So we've been beating around the bush on this. So let's get into it here. So tell us about the event going on Thursday, Grebog.
Okay, for those that don't know Pirate Scum Gaming, that's your loss, I guess. I mean, go check out Pirate Scum Gaming. He is, JB is the guy, the madman. He probably would be fine with that. He's the pirate in charge of that fleet and stuff and things, the channel. So he is doing a thing on Thursday, or it's going to be a Breen. It might be Dwayne. It is Breen themed. We are doing. He wanted everyone in Breen ships, and also using as much as close to canon for Breen as you can get. So we're going to talk about some of that stuff and go into the details on setting ships up. And some of the first part of. So there's some debate on canon.
Well, hang on. Before you start going into the build, let's talk about the ships themselves. So all of the Breen ships in the game, and I believe there are 6 of them. Now that I say that, I want to actually take a look. Let's see, ships, Breen. There we go. So there are 6 of them, with 4 of them being tier 6. These were all event ships. These were the winter event ships, I believe.
Yes.
And most of these took place at a period of time where I was like not playing STO a lot. So as you can see, I do not have access to any of them. And the only way to get those ships currently is through the Phoenix prize pack. So you have to get an epic prize token. Now, I do have one Breen ship here. This is the only one I have on my account. It's the Breen Plesh Trawl Heavy Raider. And this is what I'm hoping I will be running on Thursday's event.
It's actually the one I set up on this go around because, as you can see, I have technically 3 of the 6 ships. I apparently also took a little time off at some point and did not do the winter. Though I remember some winter like event times. I might have taken a trip like back home, or doing family stuff and things where I couldn't do the event. Yeah. So, but I have since I was able to get 3 of the ships. So I chose also the Breen Plesh Trawl Heavy Raider.
It's a good ship. It's fun to fly. Nice turn rate. Now, JB did give permission for people who don't have access to one of these ships to fly something else. I believe it was the Cardassian ships.
Yeah, the Gimmer was one of the ships that was approved. I'm sure if you talk to him, you could probably get any of the Cardassian ships approved by him. I would definitely talk to him before surprising him with it. The Breen are pirates, so they might commandeer other ships.
There could also, and I'm not trying to speak for JB here, I'm just saying you could potentially also make an argument for Dominion ships, just because they were allies during the Dominion War. But again, talk to JB if you're going to try and bring one of those into the event.
Yeah. I really like this Heavy Raider because it is maneuverable. It is. I didn't realize it was a pilot ship, though it doesn't have the pilot maneuvers ability like most pilot ships. Though it also, for its seating, it only has one seat that has any kind of special, and it's not even a full commander seat. It's just the lieutenant commander. So
I could see this would be really funny if it had pilot maneuvers. I mean, could you see this 3-pronged ship doing a barrel roll?
Yes, actually, yes, I could.
I think it would look pretty cool.
Yeah.
It just rolls over like a big spike that rolls. Yeah, anyway. Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to get the ship stuff out of the way before you started talking about your particular build. So go ahead.
So also part of the setting it up as a Breen ship, he wanted to stick to one of the variant cannon builds for Breen. I say variant because there's some discussion on what Breen ships use for weapons. There's some debate on what they use for ground weapons even. But all the ships in STO, when they come preset, come with Polaron weapons, and that is actually one of the weapon types that is in the debate on what Breen use or not as their weapons. So he requested Polaron builds. I went with inhibiting, mainly because they come from one of the reps, and I can easily grab inhibiting Polaron weapons. I also, because I have the legendary Jem'hadar attack ship, grab the Polaron quad cannons to stick on this thing. Because why not? If I'm going cannons, let's put quads on here.
Good argument. I actually didn't think about that.
Then he said to go with either, I think it was quantum or transphasic. Let me double check because had him write it down so I could make sure that when I relayed information to people, that I would be accurate here. Yeah, favorite Breen ship if you want to use the Breen space set, or you can use the Colony Defense Spire competitive engine Teleshield. As for weapons, Polaron beams, cannons, turrets, your choice of transphasic or quantum. I went with I got this, I think, doing some of the missions, the Breen missions, the rapid reload transphasic torpedo launcher, and just went ahead and slapped it on because why not? But
there is a Breen transphasic as well.
Yes.
Here it is.
I have not
transphasic cluster torpedo.
I didn't touch that one yet, but at the time I didn't have it yet, so I didn't.
I'm just putting it out there. If somebody wants to use it, I'm not. I actually went with a full Polaron build, so I'm using the morphogenic energy torpedo because it's Polaron.
I debated the morphogenic set. I did not go that path. Deflector, I don't. Okay, because this fleet does not have the colony to the point where I can buy the colony deflector. I have the counter command deflector on here. Because it's a simple, comes from, rep. Easy to get a hold of. Not a bad deflector either. But I do have the competitive engines. I have the mycelia harmonic warp core and the Tilly shield. I did that for obviously the 2-piece. And then I have turrets and inhibiting Polaron turrets on the rear. So I went with the advanced inhibiting because Gamma Task Force, which is where you get the other inhibiting. But it gives me a 2-piece set, which here. 2-piece gives you more Polaron weapon damage and some more flight turn rate, because I need more flight turn rate in a ship like this. I had been using a different actually I've been looking for, I was debating a different experimental weapon. I put this on because it would fit. To me, it seemed to fit more thematically than some of the others. Because the plug and stun projector is pretty cool and all, and does a decent amount of damage. So is the Soliton wave impeller. They don't seem, to me, it didn't look like wouldn't look the way a Breen ship's firing method, and the flat cannon looks a little closer to my thought. So that is why I actually went with that one.
Is that a rep?
The experimental
cannon?
I think yes, it is. It comes from competitive war games. So
I don't have enough for that one.
It's not a bad one to have. It's not the best. If you're looking for DPS numbers, it will not be the best. But
I've got the artillery right now, or the railgun right now, which isn't the best either. But I've got the railgun on.
And then a lot of my consoles are essentially a lot of Polaron damage. Like this is from the Lucari rep, so that gets the piezoelectric. It has a lot of Polaron damage boost on it, and more turn rate. Because the ship needs to turn faster, yo. I may not have just. This is more turn rate. It does shield engine power. It's not a bad one to have for some defensiveness, though I think I'm going to probably eventually replace this to something else. I was looking at a list, and I still have go through it. Actually, let's see what comes in. Do I have the M6 computer? No, I have to claim that shit. Okay. So that would be another option. I think the M6 computer comes in highly handy. I tried to grab things that did Polaron damage and or things that had like the Domino here, which is a decent damage booster. Has fire. I believe it has fire cycle. Yeah, firing cycle haste. I was trying to stack a lot of fire cycling haste in this, and so I grabbed things I could. I have a few more consoles to grab from my list. I was going through the builds. They have the V'ger page, and that is where I got a few more consoles I should be able to pick up. Technically, it even gave me an idea for some more different weapons. When I build this ship out to do something different, I will likely do a different setup for a fire cycling haste build. I'll have different weapons than Polaron, or at least these Polaron. But yeah,
your build is probably going to be better than mine. Still going to be fun.
I don't have, since we don't have the Spire up on this fleet yet. I don't have access to the vulnerability locators and such. So I just have the standard tactical Polaron phase modulators, and then I also dropped in Alurka's custom fire controls because, you know, more crit chance, more weapon power setting, all that fun stuff. I debated whether or not I wanted the dark matter quantum torpedo launcher, but I don't know.
Dwayne 093 is going with the wide arc quantum, which is a good choice. I love that torpedo.
Yeah. And so the thing to note, well, yes, I threw this out there. This is not going to probably break any DPS numbers. This will do well. It will do fine and dandy, but it's not going to win anything. For traits, obviously emergency weapon cycle. If you, again, the Arbiter trait, if you don't have it, it's one of the best in game. Go grab it. Supercharged weapons, I went with also because it does more of the, you know, directed energy. Firing a torpedo grants a stack of supercharged, and since I have a torpedo spread in this, you know, figured why not. And then strike from the shadows, more crit chance, bonus all damage. But yeah, let's see here. Calm before the storm. This is an interesting trait. Basically, gain 1 calm every 2 seconds. Each stack of calm gives you +5 all damage resistance. After you get 10, it flips over and it removes your calm, and then you get 33% fire cycle haste. So you're basically flipping back and forth between damage resistance and fire cycle haste. And also, bridge officer abilities recharge 33% faster when that also triggers the fire cycle haste. There were some traits I was looking at, and it will probably change when I go to when I'm going to do this build another way eventually. And what I mean by this build, I'm using emergency weapons reroute reserves to weapons 1. And that's because that's the only seat I have that I can stick, and the highest power level I can put in that seat. I'm going to find a pilot commander ship. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I got a spreadsheet I'm going to look at, and I'm going to properly do a energy weapons reroute reserves to weapons 3. Because, yeah. But I was also going to look at maybe doing a battle cloak one, because there are 2 traits that when you pop out a cloak, you get fire cycle haste, and I thought that could be fun.
Gotta find those piloting ships.
I mean, there's plenty of them in game. All right. That is the quick and dirty on this build.
Okay, so I'm not going to run through my whole build because much of it copies what Grebog is doing. However, there's a couple things that I wanted to point out here. There are some really cool sets for Polaron. Now, my weapons, it looks like a rainbow build. Literally. Some of them even, as you fire them, change color, like a rainbow. But it is all Polaron damage. I've got all three of these as a 2-piece set bonus. So I've got the Advanced Piezo Polaron, the Advanced Temporal Defense Polaron, and the Chronometric Polaron. Now my consoles are the same. The Morphogenic set. That, like I said, that's the torpedo, and then my 360-degree weapon here, and then I've also got the Advanced Inhibiting that Grebog already has. And my consoles are very much the same. Like, here's the Morphogenic, here's the Chronometric, and then all three of these in the middle here just give the set bonuses. And those either increase fire haste, or they increase overall damage or Polaron damage. Traits and stuff I won't go over. We have done build videos before that talk about what duty officers you want, what you want on duty for ground and space. Basically anything that increases your damage is what you're looking for. And Grebog did the traits and stuff. Now, Grebog, did you want to show off? You want me to switch over and let you show off your build?
Sure.
Okay.
So I was testing while you were talking.
You blowing stuff up? Good.
Well, no, I was testing something while you were talking. I started moving to see what my stats were while flying on my movement, because I noticed how much percentage of turn rate I was giving myself. I have a 52.4 degree per second turn rate.
Jeez. That's crazy. All right,
I knew I turned quick, but gee,
Go ahead and toss me an invite, and then you can, queue us up for whatever you want to do. Or tell me what patrol to enter. That works too.
Let's see here.
And I'll let you do most of the fighting so you can show off.
I mean, we can do the quick and dirty wanted. Argala.
Sure. We can go to lettuce. The lettuce system. Okay, so while we do this, since this Breen event is coming up, I did some research. And not that you guys want to listen to me talk or anything, but I am going to share my research with you. So, the Breen in canon were first mentioned in The Next Generation. They were never shown, but they were talked about, and it was said that they were a dangerous species whose minds could not be read by telepaths, very much like the Ferengi. They were first seen on a Deep Space Nine episode. This is where Gul Dukat's daughter, Zial, was introduced. They rescue her from a mine that is being ran by the Breen. And you never see the Breen's faces. There's a comment made that no one has ever seen their face before, but I think it's in that same episode where Kira ends up wearing a Breen outfit, and I'm like, if she's wearing the outfit, she had to have seen their face.
Maybe.
So that.
Maybe she grabbed it out of a box.
I guess. I guess. That just... Anyway. That's true. That's a valid point. But that's, I guess, just not where my mind went. I kind of figured she took out a guard and then put his outfit on. But that's true. That's a valid point. There's, in a later Dominion War Arc episode, it's said that the Romulans do not trust the Breen. They even have a saying that says "Never turn your back on a Breen." And then later in that same, or I think it happens at that same point where the Breen grabs a pistol from a Jem'hadar guard and kills him with his own gun. In TNG and in the episode where they're rescuing Zial, it's mentioned that they come from an icy world. Their home world of Breen is an icy wasteland, and that's why they wear the suits, their refrigeration suits. However, in a later episode of the Dominion War arc, Weyoun says that actually their home world is very temperate, and he doesn't know why they wear the suits.
I've seen many various speculations on it.
There's several fan theories. He also says that he really likes the Breen, so, take that as you will. Tuvok in Voyager mentions that their ships are partially made out of organic technology. He also mentions that they use cloaking devices like the Romulans, and they use disruptor-based weapons. And then, of course, the big thing about the Breen, when we really start seeing them a lot, is during the Dominion War, where they join the Dominion and, attack the Federation. They successfully attack Earth, one of the few enemy races to ever have done that. And then during the Battle of Chintaka, they actually are responsible for the destruction of the Defiant, where they hit it with some sort of energy drain, and then it's hit by some torpedoes that end up destroying the ship. It's actually a very sad moment. I feel like a crew member was lost.
So if you're watching my screen, you'll notice that I have no cannon rapid fire, and yet it is basically the fact that my cannons are firing at such speeds.
I'm just watching from a distance. I haven't fired a single shot. I'm just sitting back here watching you blow everything up. That's pretty cool. From a distance, you can see the streak of your weapons going across the screen. So that's all I found as far as the Breen go in canon. From non-canon sources, it gets a little bit more interesting, and like I said, this is from the novels, which are non-canon, or soft canon until something else says otherwise. But I found this really interesting, and I really dig this idea. So the Breen government is called the Breen Confederacy in canon. In the non-canon sources, it says that the Confederacy is made up of multiple races, and each race wears the same outfit. Like, the outfits get adjusted as new member races come in, so they all look the same. But the suits, like who's under the suit, is actually different. And there's a total of 5 different races currently part of the Breen Confederacy. This includes the Amaniri, and these are the ones that have no blood, and they require the refrigeration suits. There's the Fenrisal, who have pronounced snouts, like maybe they're a canine species, and that's why the Breen helmets are elongated. There's the Paklu, and these are the ones, they have 4-sectioned brain, and or 4-lobed brain, and these are the ones whose minds can't be read. There's the Silwain, which all it says is they're the most human-like. And then there's the Veronat, and these are multi-limbed. And I haven't read the novel, so I don't know how they explain that away. But of course, the suits we see in the shows are only 2-limbed, or 4-limbed, I guess, 2 arms, 2 legs. So either these suits don't reflect that, or maybe these species just tuck their extra limbs in somewhere. I don't know. But I found that interesting, just really fascinating.
I did some research too, and I put that up in the above section. So what I found, there's a mention about an attack on a station, and it was suspected to be Breen, until they found Romulan bodies at the scene. which hence that the Romulans and Breen use close enough to similar weapons that they're indistinguishable until you find bodies at the scene to help you figure out who is the problem.
Which again goes back to they use disruptor weapons. Because in canon, everybody uses disruptors except the Federation.
Now, where a lot of people will switch to Polaron as what Breen use is in DS9. There is a fight scene between a Jem'hadar attack ship and a Breen ship, and they are using the same graphic animations for their weapons. And so that is where I think a lot of people just went with they use Polaron.
Well, and it's possible that when they joined the Dominion, they were given Dominion weapons.
It is possible. So we were switching over to show your build then?
I mean, we can. I didn't really think about it. We can do that.
And then I'll hop into a Ani that I can see how fast it turns for you.
There you go. Mine isn't really markedly different from your build, but sure, we can do this. I just have to find you in my list. Do you need a minute?
I'm just beaming up. So I wanted to see make sure I was in the right ship and everything.
That's really all I have about the Breen.
There's a lot of unknown with the Breen, really.
Wei-Yun is also kind of an idiot. Yeah, that's true. I can't argue with that. Back when DS9 first aired, and like the first time you get to Wei-Yun's quote final death, like I was like, it's about time. Like I wanted that dude to be gone. However, now as an adult, when I go back and watch DS9 and I get to that part, I'm a lot more like, oh, that's sad. Because he kind of grows on you after a while.
Where are we going?
Technically, we could do the same one. We're on different characters.
If that's what you want to do.
So we could do one it again. Sure, that's fine. We'll
Advanced,
be boring today.
Normal?
Oh, I already launched, so whatever. I'm probably on advanced. I think this character is one of them that I leave on advanced. I'll have to double check. Once I get out of the loading screen aggro. There are other characters in Star Trek that I feel the same way about, honestly. They kind of grow on you after a while. A big one is actually Saru from Discovery. Like, I really didn't like that guy at the start, but now that I'm rewatching Discovery and kind of binging it, like, he grows on you. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I'm not blowing them up as fast as you were. Well, I don't have all my buffs up either yet. Let's get some buffs going here. Okay, that was better.
Looks like our fight got them to notice us.
See, what I liked about that build is it felt very much like a Canon rapid fire without having actually Canon rapid fire, and it was going fairly consistently, at rapid firing.
You've got more haste in your build than I have in mine, which is why I think that your build's going to work better. I mean, I'm still taking chunks out of these guys, but I'm not doing it as fast as you were.
Keep concentrating fire on individual ships. Separate them and whittle down their numbers.
I do have the trait on here to lower the cooldown, though, so as long as I keep hitting Photonic Officer, I should be able to get close to 100% uptime.
We will not go.
Oh, that one went down pretty quick.
Oh yeah, I don't know that I switched in Vanguard Specialist. So yeah, if you're using the reroute weapon, or yeah, use Vanguard Specialist, man. That'll help you a lot.
If you have it. I mean, you have to have the legendary ship for that. the legendary Jem'hadar, whatever.
Yeah.
It's got one of the longest ship names in the entire game.
Until we get new ships here soon.
Yeah, that one is the long named Akira. That's what I'm going to call that thing from now on.
Sensors are picking up small habitations.
I still don't know how I'm going to build that ship. I do want it. I am planning on picking it up. Maybe not on the first day, but at some point.
Heck, even their blog post is like, well, because of the monitor it's on, it's a 2-liner. The legendary Akira multi-mission command cruiser.
Yeah, there you go. Multi-mission and command. Yeah, I'm definitely not killing these guys as fast as you were. However, I can do this. That lock trajectory power is pretty worthless, but it's fun to do.
We do what we want, where we
if it
want.
increased it. See, I can't even talk today. I'm just too focused, I guess. If it increased your fire rate or something in addition to just literally locking the direction you're moving, that could be a usable power, like a fun little thing. But as it is, it's kind of amusing. It just doesn't really do anything.
You want some help?
If you want to jump in here and get us out of here, like, tear this stuff up, sure. I think we know what my ship is capable of. I mean, it's going to do okay, but nothing special.
Picked up a tight beam transmission.
I'm happy. I'm kind of glad I got my ship to where it feels right now. And the thing is I'm like, I know I can get it tweaked to be just a little better. I had to do a little more research, and yeah.
I don't know that I have access to all the consoles that you do, but I might try to copy your build a little bit over the next couple days. We'll see.
Well, you won't have the emulating phaser lance, though. I technically probably should pull that off for being a Canon build before. It's just so much fun, though, to see that beam go out there and do massive damage.
How many ships do you use that on now?
Most of them.
There we go. We're done. Thank you for the help.
Pacification party. Take the suspect into custody.
All right, so you want to talk about the fleets real quick?
Thank you for your assistance. We have the.
So we have fleets.
How are we doing? Do we still have like 90 some odd days left?
No. For the colony actually, let me double check. We might be. We're getting down into like less than a week. It might actually trigger sooner than that. I think it'll trigger sooner than that. Let me pull it up.
I have almost 800 here. This will help.
So they put it. I this is one of my complaints with the game. They put the text. To me, there's not enough contrast there to make it easy to read. But I also have old eyes, and yeah.
So it's just under 8,000.
Yeah,
it's like 7,000.
Just under
842.
I mean, we still have the morale and infrastructure to go. Let me add 2 more projects, or some more queued projects for those, so that way when the current one's complete, but so that is where we're sitting here. Like I said, 8,000. We're looking at probably like we get, what is it, 3,750 a day. If we have 8,000 that we need, 3 days. That's less than 3 days of doing. No one has to do anything. We could sit here and technically 3 days. It will be starting the week-long timer.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, then we just gotta wait a week.
Yeah,
but you can start queuing other projects at that point.
Well, I have other projects up at the top that people can focus on other projects. Yeah. So I could queue up some other projects behind it. I'm not sure what I would want to put next. I thought about doing the station security officer. That would give people more duty officer missions if they were, or well, it'll actually let us turn contraband and stuff like that in at the colony. But I don't know.
What's our other big announcement here, Grebog?
Well, I mean, we've been talking. So, as many of you are probably aware, STO likes to do news on Tuesday, Wednesday, and sometimes even Thursday. And
Wednesday's new. It used to just be Tuesday or Thursday. Apparently, they're adding Wednesday.
Yeah. And Nikodas and I have been talking off and on, and because we've always felt it kind of, I don't know if it hurts us, but like we're always on the back end of the news cycle. So like everything that we talked about tonight, the news for like the legendary bundle and stuff like that, that's all been public for half a week now. So we were talking about moving the show to Thursdays. I know that's normally when we do our fun night, but if we move the show to record it on Thursdays, it means that we can do the news brief when the news is still news versus it being stale.
And we can start events, like we can run our event shows near the start of the event, if not the day the event starts.
Yeah. So we're going to be moving the show to Thursdays. We'll still be doing stuff on Monday. So essentially, our fun night that was on Thursday is going to be on Mondays. And then the show is going to record then on Thursdays. So that way...
We're just flipping the 2 days.
Yeah, just flipping the days. And this is going to start... The first Thursday show will be the 27th. This also means the 17th will be the last Monday show. Which is next week. And then it also means the 24th we will have a fun night, and the 20th we'll have a fun night. So yeah, they're 4 days apart, but I mean, who cannot? If you can't handle two nights of fun that close together, then I don't know. Maybe you just need to figure it out.
So what are we doing next week? If you don't have anything, I kind of have a suggestion.
Suggest away.
We have not done a hated episode for a while.
Do we have more hated episodes to cover?
Oh, I'm sure we can find something. I know one TFO in particular that we haven't done yet.
Well, that'd be a hated TFO.
Yeah, it would be. I'm sure I can find an episode too, though.
Sure.
Okay, so next week we'll cover some hated episodes. If you have any suggestions for episodes that you dislike, please feel free to bring it up.
Yeah, you can either come to our Discord, which has been linked out there by the Stream Elements bot, or you could also send email to fleetactionreport@gmail.com, because I'm that nerdy that I went and grabbed that email.
Are we going to raid somebody tonight, since we actually have viewers?
We could. And thank you everybody that came in. Thank you again, Wolfpuck, for the raid. Let's see here.
How about Girl of Tomorrow? I don't recognize that. I don't think we've raided her before.
I'm pulling up all the peeps.
I did too. That's what I'm looking at. We got Mario Zig, Ragin' Rick, The Def Stat, Alexi Plays, and Girl of Tomorrow. That's what I see on my list.
That is what I see as well. let's see. Go ahead and hopefully they are not ending their stream now. So yes, this is. Oh, hang on. We also probably should. Let's say I don't know. End the show before we let's stop the recording and all that fun stuff.
That's true.
Wow, we're getting ahead of ourselves already.
Stick around for the after show. I'll just do my usual. See you out there.
Live long and prosper, everybody.